What is good, my brothers? This is TheYoungestJim bringing you another little Madden video. In this video, I'm just going to hit some big picture overview tips on running a franchise in Madden Franchise mode. Hopefully there are some things that you can take away from it as we prep for the Madden 26 grind coming up to be super sick. I had been removed from this game, I don't know, maybe 10 years. And so there's just some things I didn't know, some things I picked up along the way, and just some things that I kind of have an opinion on for building a team going forward. But for this Falcons team, I took over in January, like right after the new year. So I think I got like 4 good seasons with them. Took them to the Super Bowl the very first season, and didn't do a whole lot after that. Got eliminated first round this season. Just didn't play up to snuff. Built the team really close to the way I wanted to build it. From a roster standpoint, really strong offense. Strong. We have one of the best quarterbacks in the game. It's exactly what I wanted to do. Took Jackson Dart from 72 overall to 99 a couple seasons. Wide receiver core, we are thinned out now. We had a mix of guys. Mr. Do-It-All, Travis Hunter. I love putting him in the slot and just using him, being able to abuse the full route tree. I liked putting him in the slot mostly to be able to use the whip route in really crucial situations. And I just felt like I had better access to him from the slot position than from my outside number one. Mixed my other receivers. I had Josh Downs for several seasons, who was fantastic. I had Tyler Hare in place of Michael Pittman Jr., who I maybe should have kept because he was a, I don't know, 26-year-old, 6'6" fast receiver. He was incredible, but I did end up, I got a little bit of a bag when I traded him. So I liked having a tall outside number one. I needed some strong slot receivers. My tight end, Mason Taylor, had him from a rookie, built him up. He's very good. I have a decent offensive line. Mid to high 80s overall, most of them, and I boosted all of their passing protector stats, knowing that I was going to be throwing the ball quite a bit. On defense, I was always kind of struggling. My defensive line is solid, high 80 young guys, and a couple 90 overalls, but I really feel like my defensive line was never difference makers. I did not run any linebackers. I've always had okay corners. This year, I think I had a little bit better corners than what I had previously. My free safety I had built up from being a rookie. He's an absolute stud. My strong safeties I've kind of always had for several years. I've had these two, and then I had Chibade Awuzie previous season. And I've been running strong safeties in my linebacker slots. I have mixed opinions on that. I just assumed running strong safeties in your linebacker spots was just better overall. I think that their run fit is a little bit not quite as good as just true linebackers play it. So that's something that I had to mold and adjust my gameplay to be able to react to that, because I was giving inside run way too often. I think a little bit of that was user error. A little bit of that was my lack of knowledge about setting the defense properly. So I think in Madden 26, I probably will go back to running strong safeties in my linebacker position now that I've kind of learned. I'll be a little bit smarter about how to execute it. Overall, I built this team pretty much how I wanted it. Offense is my strength. I have a pretty nasty offense. I'm close to maxed out on cap. I had in Madden 25, I didn't really invest time in scouting, and so I wasn't overly interested in investing time into the draft. So I pretty much traded all my draft picks away over the course of these last couple seasons, all my crucial draft picks, early draft picks, for players, for known commodities. And I will say that wasn't always the best move, because I was geared towards more of a win now scenario, which is fine. But for going into next game, knowing we have 8 seasons roughly to play, you have to continue to be good season over season. You have to hit on some rookies and hit on some rookie contracts, because once you just start getting so many of these stud players who you owe them a lot of money, especially if you want to keep them, you need a couple rookie contracts to balance out some of these guys who need to get paid an absolute bag down the road. And so I just kind of ran into this season. I don't think it was as big of a problem as actually I had it last season. I was really hurting on trying to pay some of my middle to above average guys, as well as some of my studs. And next season, whoever takes on the Falcons is going to be taking on not the best cap scenario. So I will just say, going into next, man, I'll probably try my best to keep more of my early draft picks, and that way I can try to hit on some rookies and develop them, for their 4-year rookie deal with a 5th-year option. It's just getting the known commodity is fantastic, but I think for year-over-year turnover, you just absolutely, in general, need more rookie contracts and more rookies to hit to be able to just keep it going year over year. Trades in the MFL have been pretty fantastic. I feel like in general, every now and then there will be a crazy trade that goes down, and the league will be like, "Oh, somebody got hella fleeced." I feel like more often than not, the trades have been pretty solid. Guys are extremely active, which makes it so much more fun that guys are active in trades. In the off season, preseason, early season, trades are just going down left and right. I think, most of the time, you try your best to, know that you're going to win the trade. And guys are just getting smarter and smarter about dishing out their assets or holding their assets. One major thing that I learned that I didn't know, just not having invested any time in it prior, when you trade a player who you still owe them money on their contract, I'll go to Travis Hunter, for example, you still owe that player their bonus money when you trade them away. So, for example, if I were to trade this season, during the season, if I were to trade Travis Hunter away, that $33.7 million in bonus money, I still owe that to him. So if you trade away a player, you're not just giving their entire salary to the user that you're trading that player away to. So just if you have a guy, and I'm going to get into this with the Cowboys, like for Madden 26, I'm going to take the Cowboys over, and Dak Prescott is owed a lot of money in bonuses. So I'm going to have to decide what I want to do with that, because I don't want to, my initial thought is I didn't want to keep Dak for the entirety of his contract, but that makes it difficult to do when the guy's owed so much bonus money. So that's just another tip on managing your cap year over year. Guys who you can see the savings versus penalty, guys who have no penalty, you can trade away and release, and you're not going to owe them anything. When you restructure a contract, you're basically dispersing, divvying some of what you owe them and making it more even year over year for the remainder of their contract. So that's helpful if you owe a guy a lot of money in an upcoming season. If you want to free up some cap space for the next single season, you're just kind of pushing that money down the line where you're going to have to deal with it more long term, which it just kind of depends on the situation. Like I said, it's useful if you owe a guy a lot of money for one upcoming year, or if you owe him a lot of money in the next upcoming year, if you want to even it out a little bit. So I would just say, big picture wise, definitely I need to invest a little bit more time in the scouting and valuing early draft picks. Like I said, I had joined this franchise in the middle of it, and I wanted to make a splash. I wanted to be as good as I could early. So that was a part of my strategy about going with the known commodities and getting older guys immediately so I could be competitive. As far as managing staff, you can, it's going to be a little bit different in 26 because there's going to be some more staff abilities, coaching abilities, it look like, which would be super sick to figure that out. But at this point, I have a lot of franchise points to use. I hadn't been using them because the next thing that I'm basically going to use them on is player personnel, because the coordinators that I chose, they fit the schemes that I'm running. So make sure when you guys are choosing coaches and coordinators that you check the scheme fit and make sure that their scheme fit matches the highest percentage of players on your team, because it helps with player development. If you need a further breakdown on that, there's YouTube videos on coaching schemes and player development. Just a note, make sure that you're picking your head coach and coordinators that are the best scheme fit for your team. And so I picked these guys, and I've pretty much maxed out the things that I'm interested in, or fully maxed out their trees that I physically can, and I didn't want to reset their trees at this point. I didn't think it was useful for what I was doing. So then the next would be kind of trades and recruitment and some other things. So the franchise points I think are cool. I just, at this point, I've pretty much maxed out in the things that I'm wanting to do with the franchise staff. So I think it's going to be really cool. Looks like in 26 they have added more to prepping. They had like week by week game plans and playbooks, and I think this weekly strategy is going to be more developed for next season. So I'm pretty excited about that. Developing players, I'd kind of mentioned you need to hit on some young guys to be good year over year. One of the most crucial things, I don't think I can show it because we're in the postseason, but when your weekly strategy, when you're developing guys, in my opinion, for the new game, the first thing that you should unlock is in the head coaching tree, and it's the ability that lets you, I think it's in the head coaching tree, it's this one, after school tutoring, access an additional focus player through weekly strategy. So you get, when the game starts, you're allowed to focus on 3 guys in practice to boost their training. You need to bump that up to 6 immediately. You gotta increase the amount of guys that you're developing year over year as fast as possible. It's just really OP. I'd kind of asked the league what their opinion of the training, either simulate it or user it. I was pretty much only using my quarterback in the pass skeleton. I had all kinds of position in training: the linemen, receivers, corners, safety, my ends, my tackles. And when I was looking at the XP games from if I would user somebody versus if I let it simulate, I didn't really notice that big of a difference. So I don't know. I think in the new game, I'm going to try to probably user more of the trainings, especially at the beginning, when I have time to do that. It's not bad. It's just a little time consuming, but it's not horrible. But it's crucial to open up your training options to be able to focus on 6 guys and just continue to develop your team for the long term, year over year. So I think for very basic franchise philosophy and MFL related opinions, I think that's all I got for now. If I think of anything, I'll add to it, but appreciate you guys for watching. MFL super sick. We've got a good little community in there. Super hyped for this last season of 25 for you guys. The Falcons is going to be taking the final season of Madden 25 off. I'm going to be chilling for a minute. I'm going to watch the games, grind some college football, and I'll be ready to rejoin when Madden 26 hits. It's going to be sick. All right, fellas, we'll catch you.